So I've been taking a look at my PlayStation 2 video, and I have to say, I'm very thankful for all the likes and the comments you've shared with me below. It means a lot to me, and it's inspired me to make this video about my love for the GameCube. And this thing has been with me since childhood, and this was also the second console I got, and I think the very first Nintendo console I got. I would say that I got the Game Boy Advance SP first, but that's more of a handheld than anything. But I digress. Yeah, in spite of its size and its uh, square shape, I do think that this GameCube right here is very powerful and beastly for its time back in the early to mid 2000s, and I just I just happen to have developed a passion for it, and I just enjoyed playing some of its games on there in spite of its failure. Like I enjoyed the Resident Evil games. I enjoy here we are. The Sonic Adventure games on here. I enjoyed Shadow the Hedgehog and Pikmin, Metroid Prime, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Super Mario Sunshine, the Star Fox games, Full Caliber 2, and and the uh, and the Legend of Zelda games. Although this one is only just Breath of the Wild, I have it with me. I just haven't shown it yet. But I digress. I love the GameCube, and I just, in spite of how much almost everyone shits on it in the community. I mean, I know that the Wii is very powerful, but the GameCube for me is a very special part of my childhood. Like without this without this little beast right here, I would never have gotten into Sonic, and I would never have gotten into Star Fox or Resident Evil for that matter. I I hold this very close to my heart, and it's very hard to put into words for me. I'm not really good at speaking, but this the GameCube, it's just very enjoyable, and we don't often get powerful consoles that show Nintendo at its true power level, and I just happen to love it all that much for it. Like, I mean, we always get these strong, high powerful consoles with these with these beastly graphics and and the surround sound that comes with it, but the GameCube was just, it had all the power it could give us, and I just think that we real we just take it for granted sometimes, and we just don't show enough love for the things we appreciate. And while while I do think that that the GameCube could have been a hell of a lot more, and it could have come with a version that plays actual DVDs. I still think you should go out and buy it. It's very good. And hold on, This copy belongs to a friend of mine, but even though I got my ass kicked a whole lot and I suffered a lot of humiliating losses on there, I really did enjoy playing Super Smash Brothers Melee. It's a really cool game, very fast, very chaotic. I recommend you play for yourself. I still haven't beaten this game, but I do recommend that everyone give Resident Evil Zero a try, and it's just a whole lot of fun, at least for me. Especially when you play as Billy Cohen, because more, he has a lot more firepower to him. Yeah, yeah. And I've never beaten Beautiful Joe, but it's a really cool game, and it's a well, I mean, we're definitely in the phase now where Capcom is. Sorry about my cat; he gets very loud. But but we're we're currently in the phase where Capcom is pumping out classic after classic. Yeah, we may get something like this again, but it's it's a shame that we don't get so many fun games like Beautiful Joe these days. And how could I ever forget this? Get the get these classics on GameCube. They're the Sonic Heroes and Sonic Riders were a hell of a lot of fun, and this also goes for the Sonic Adventure games and Shadow the Hedgehog, in spite of its flaws and all. Like, I mean, it's not very often you you get a spin-off game for Shadow, and I think it's something that should be cherished and not taken for granted. I mean, how often you get quotable memes and you get to hear Jason Griffith curse his head off his Shadow. It's just a spectacle to behold. But I too love Sonic Heroes, and I think it could have been given a hell of a lot more if we were given more time to cook. But I hold these games in high regard right here. It's just I love Sonic Adventure DX, but I love Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It's just very fast paced and it's just a it's just a gem for me, and I I love it because you get to play as different characters. I mean, I know you do it in Sonic Adventure DX, but I just love it a lot more in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And the one of the few games I treasure the most is where is it? Oh, here we are. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. How often do you get a, a controller that comes in the form of bongos? Because you rarely ever get that from Nintendo these days. And I mean, whenever you hit the bongos, it just it gets very visceral, and it feels like you're there in the heat of battle, and I think you will love it, especially if you're a diehard Nintendo fan of, of the GameCube at least. But excuse me. And in spite of thinking of Super Mario, Final Six Super, in spite of everything that happened to Mario Kart Double Dash, I do think that it's a very good game in its own right, but it just doesn't have a whole lot of features. Still think you should play it. And how could I ever forget about Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes? I've beaten this game on hard multiple times, and it gets hell of lot more addicting the more you play. And I did play a bit of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, but I don't really play a whole lot because there's some certain frustrating bosses on there. But I still think you should play them. And we've got this Star Fox games. This was Rare's final game, and it was a little lackluster, but I enjoyed it for what it was. But I happen to love Star Fox Assault the most. Like, even though the story mode is short and there's not a whole lot more to it, I still love its story, and I highly encourage that you play the multiplayer. It's very good. And there's some other miscellaneous games right here, but I I love this game the most. I've played and beaten this game multiple times, and I love Midna. I'm a Midna simp. That's just all I am. Enough said. But that's all I have to share with you. If you have anything to share with me concerning what you love about the GameCube, be sure to share with me in the comment section down below. Anyway, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be sharing my socials soon, but I'm not sure when. But anyway, I'll see you later.